Alright. Back with the allies, modern allies. I had a really good match against Junk last game. I actually ended up winning game 1 with a collected company, and then Cockatrice pooped out on me. So it was really sad I couldn't finish it up. But I may post that that game 1 so you can see what that's all about. Alright, both 15s. I roll a 13. One more, I'll play. Alright, now. I did play against Tron earlier too, and had a pretty sad day, mulling down to 4 and then just like straight up losing. But the first game, I was 1 turn away from killing him, and he played a Wormcoil Engine. I didn't have the path for it. So, well, let's see. We're gonna keep his hand. So I'm starting to find that our draws are our biggest enemy in this deck, and it's kind of the case with any sort of aggro deck similar to this one. Let's do this and that. This reminds me a lot of like the Naya Blitz decks that, the Naya Blitz decks that we were running when Soulbond was a mechanic with the Silverblade Paladins and the like. Though we're playing, I think we've got 20 lands in here. I can't remember exactly. But more than your typical Blitz deck. Alright, so we are going to pass. Probably would have been okay to play the Freeblade last turn, but we kind of want to get up to 4 so we can get to play like the Talus Paladin, flash in the Talus Paladin. And that way on turn 4 when we're going to do that, we can also play a collected company. Okay, you there? We might be in some kind of trouble if he is on Malira Company. So we'll see what that's all about. I really don't have many ways to interact with that. So I've got the path to Exile on the board, or in the main deck, and that's just about it. We're getting in there for, oh, he's tapping for mana. Okay, Freeblade is in play. Add 1 green. Power and toughness. Increase. Oh, and we should fetch before we draw here. So we want a, what do we want? A green white. Temple Garden. There's that Temple Garden. And now we untap. We're going to put a counter on this bad boy because a lot of our allies are 2 drops. And the ones that aren't are hit a Freeblade. Let's go with this first. I'm a little bit scared of how much mana he can generate over there on this next turn. But nonetheless, he's dealing a lot of damage to himself, so we're going to get in there. Now we really need to draw a land next turn ourselves, otherwise we're in trouble. Ah, interesting. Maybe a little kid Abzan over there. For 2. Yeah, we'll take 2. Alright, now I think we want to take this up because we do want to set it at 3 so that we can flash in the Talus Paladin. And there's our land. Awesome. Let's see here. So I'm going to keep him in hand. We want to collect a company next turn. As good as this is going to be, I think that's our play. This guy gives him lifelink and a +1/+1 counter on Talus Paladin. So he himself is going to be a 3/4. It's only going to increase our free blades by 1. So let's pass. Now I'm a little bit terrified of Gavany Township right now because we just can't race that. That's bad too though. Oh my god. Alright. Okay. Now I guess we take chances. Alright, cool. Kazandu is good, and Survivalist is good. The Battlesinger is good too. Do we have a chance of just Alpha Strike and win next turn? If we go that route, we can definitely gain a lot of life off of that. I think we want to go this way. Okay, so move to bottom of library. First of all, I'm going to trigger our Freeblades. Add green. Add green. Add green. Add green. Add green. And let's set the power and toughness now. So we've got a 4/5. It's very confusing to play on here. We've got a 3/4. Got a 3/3. And we've got a 2/2. Okay. We'll take 8. Or 6. Oops. We'll go to 8 is what we will. Oh. Shit. Okay, so it is 8. Actually, I believe Oran-Rief sees Kazandu come into play, so he should actually be one larger too, shouldn't he? Or does that work like that? No, I think you stack our triggers. So that's correct. Okay, so we are going to take up. We've got potential for a pretty explosive turn here. Alright. Now the question is, do we sit back and trade next turn? Or do we just get in there on an attack? Well, there's really no reason not to attack with the Kazandu. His Sphinx is at 5/4. We can gain a ton of life from this Talus Paladin. So we could at least play the Talus Paladin, and then we can play the Collected Company on his turn for a surprise. So I think we're going to do that, because the Talus Paladin's ability triggers every time we have an ally come into play. Okay, so let's attack with this, and this guy. Okay, so add green. Actually, we added green to all of our creatures. So we gain 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We are at 19 life. Did he take 8? I can't even keep track anymore here. I don't think he did. Okay. Alright, it really is a headache. This is a really crazy matchup to keep track of. I heard somewhere that like having 7 creatures on either side of the board causes, that's about the threshold of like what you can like really keep track of in terms of combat math. Not to say that no one is capable of doing more than that or making good plays while there are 7 creatures on the board, but it really gets convoluted and confusing at that point. Alright, so we are exiling the Talus Paladin. We're going to respond. So we want to trigger our lifelink here. Increase power and toughness. Oops, didn't get everyone that time. Alright, this is a mess. I hope he doesn't just concede because I'm taking too long, but it's hard to do. Maybe that was the wrong play to do that in response to the creature. I don't know. Seems okay. Alright, we're going to play Kazandu. And sometimes they just concede because they can't keep track, but I think we really did win that one. Similar matchup in that we just load up the board with a bunch of creatures and they like incrementally get larger. I think I played a little sloppy at the end trying to rush. I may have missed something, so don't spam me with all the hate there for screwing up any of my triggers. The matchup is similar in that we load up the board and just kind of overwhelm with creatures. Now, what do we want on the side? I don't know. There really isn't a whole lot that's gonna make our matchup better. I think that Boros Charm is a little bit worse than like a return to the ranks right now, but Suppression Field seems good if Gavany is afoot, because Gavany can really open the door. But I'm a little bit afraid of. No, let's do this. Let's do Return to the Ranks, because if he's gonna be activating Gavany, he's got the mana to do it anyway. This is a decent hand. Alright, so the question is, what do we want to play first? I think we want to get the Blademaster out there because he gets incrementally bigger. We can play the Battlesinger the next turn and get in for about 5, I think. Let's search out a red and white land. Sacred Foundry, that is. Now he might have the removal for Blademaster. We'll see about that. Fetch a plains. Blademaster is really good against his deck because I'm just going to pick apart his blockers with a little drawback. Okay, like even learning Souls tokens, I can pretty much outclass those guys right now. Best draw here would be another Blademaster. Okay, that's not bad either. So we can play the Druid. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to play the Druid to increase the size of our Blademaster and then hold for a path, because we can path a Siege Rhino that he's going to be casting. Oops. Alright, cool. So maybe his plan then is to Gavany and just go big with the Gavany here. Who knows? Okay, it is a Siege Rhino. 1, 2, 3. Okay, taking 2 from that, and Siege Rhino eats it. Now he does have the Gavany. I barely noticed that he played that, but he did. We can get in there for some damage this time. Let's do this. Battlesinger. And then we'll tap for 3 here for the Automaton. So both of these guys are getting bigger. Oh, actually all 3 of them are. So 8. Pretty strong hand. And we've got Kabira in there for the Alpha Strike next turn. Alright, taking 2. Not a problem. Oh, you know what? That was 10. Did he get 10 on that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Let's see, what's he got? Flash something into play? Or is he holding for removal? Probably that. Oops. Oh my god, another one. Okay. Oh, Jesus. That was pretty good. Alright, so we get our good old-fashioned collected company. This seems okay. Wait a second, what am I doing here? Definitely this guy. Alright. Alright, so we have 5 Battlesinger triggers. Uh, 18. Wow, sorry, this is a mess. It's just how it is, I guess. Alright, so as confusing as that was, we did come out ahead, and it was a pretty big blowout when we did. I think this is a pretty strong deck against like a mid-range deck, just because we can overwhelm and have so much potential to just go wide. Obviously, the Battlesinger is a really big blowout. They're really confusing with all the triggers, but they do count themselves, and then they do count their friends. So all of those triggers really add up quick. So there we are, 2 games against Little Kid Junk.